Hello, hello, hello. This is Brother Darrell McGriff, and I am not here as the minister of anything tonight. I'm not the minister of Love Sync Ministries. I'm not the minister of Forever Free Men. Tonight, I'm just on here, just running off at the mouth. Just, you know, sometimes people get too spiritual and all they do is talk about church and God all the time, but it's not like they ever have just a regular conversation. So that's what I want to do. I just want to have a regular conversation. I just want to talk about stuff that be on my mind that over the years I started thinking about. And I'm wondering, like, am I the only one that think like this? Are there other people out there that think like that also? So just bear with me, y'all, as I go through a few subjects just to talk about it. Just to say it out loud so I can hear what it sounds like instead of just hearing it in my head. So, y'all, like they say, if I say something crazy, like I said again, this is just me, my own personal thoughts and opinions. It has nothing to do with either of the ministries. I just want to be able to just talk, conversate, get some feedback, whatever the case may be. So, one of the first things I thought about is about language, about how did speech and all that kind of stuff start. And people talk to different people and ask them, how did language start? How did we end up learning how to speak? And ask the chat GPTs or the AI, and then I asked people that's kind of smart, and the smart people kind of gave me the same answer as the AI did. So that lets me know that there's certain people that thought a certain way and tried to make everything scientific. So that's why they gave that answer. But my thing is, it's like being deaf from birth. If you are deaf from birth and you have never heard a word spoken, you never heard a noise, nothing, you're just deaf. All you do is just see things. You see lips moving, but you have never heard a sound. So you don't know what singing sounds like. You don't know what music sounds like. You don't know what a pin drop sounds like. You don't know what rustling, the trees blowing the leaves in a tree and the rustling of the leaves. You've never heard a thing. So if you never heard any sound whatsoever, then how can you learn how to speak? Not being able to know even what a sound sounds like, to even make a certain sound, because you never heard it in your entire life. So that just got me to questioning. I'm like, okay, so then if that's the case, I want to know then, how did man learn to speak? How did man learn to speak? If no one around you could talk, no one around you made a sentence, formed a word at all, then how is it that you or we became to speak a whole language and we never even heard a word, or what a word sounds like, or what it could be like? I don't understand how that happens. How did that happen that you can now, never hearing anything, can form sentences? And like I said, people give that the answer of how our brains formulated and the frontal lobe, and later on we just developed a sound, a language, and we start speaking. That's BS. If a person that is deaf deaf from birth that never heard a sound. I don't care how much lip syncing they do and all that kind of, or how much you move your lips. If they've never heard a sound, then they don't know what it sounds like. So how are they going to learn to speak when they've never heard a sound at all? So, but then you're telling me that somebody can never hear words, never speak words, never form words, don't know what a formulation of a sentence or anything sounds like, but yet they can start just forming sentences and talking and having perfect language. You got to come up with better than these scientific ways of coming up with that or saying that or telling me that that's just how language works. Nope. Got to be better than that. Something else is going on here. We're not being told something, and the rest of this stuff is being made up. Until you can show me some kind of proof that you made language, sentences, structures, and everything from nothing, and you just did it. Nah, I ain't going for that. I'm sorry, I can't go for that. Hey, like you said, you got to prove it to me. And the thing is, it could be there, just like aliens could be there, but I've never seen an alien. So I can't believe in an alien, outer space, until I see one. You can make all the movies you want to make, write it down, draw pictures of aliens and all that kind of stuff. But until I see one, I can't believe in something I haven't seen, you know? Now, you equate that with God. If you believe in God, you haven't seen God. Well, see, that's a whole different thing that I'm not going to get into right now, but I might just get into that one day just so we can know the difference of you saying that you can't believe in the aliens, but you can believe in God. That's a whole different thing, a whole different going at that, and I'm not going to do that right now. Right now, I'm talking about language. How can you learn how to start speaking from nothing? Then one guy tried to tell me, well, you know, they had the drawings on the wall, and it started from the drawing on the wall, then the brain developed, and they know no, that's why they were drawing on the wall. That's why there's drawing on the cave walls. Why? Because they couldn't speak. But they know what each other looked like. That's why they had the little stick figures, or you could draw what you could see. But again, they couldn't speak. Now, the thing is, a lot of this stuff, again, you are drawing, like I said, you drawing things on the wall that you could see. And by you seeing it, then I know there was, you can, like the old drawings, you can see, okay, I see 3 men went out. They had spears in their hand. I see the little wavy line showing they went by some water. Then you see the drawing of an animal. And then, so you know, 3 men went by a river, they saw some animals, and then that's where they went to hunt. But they didn't speak it, they drew what they saw. Yes, you could see it, so you could draw it. You could hear it, so you know where to go. But you didn't speak it because there was no language to speak of. So how, again, do you go from hearing no words, no nothing, to then just your brain just automatically just developed a language? I can't get with that. I'm sorry, I can't get with that. Something else had to go down that somebody don't want us to know about on how language truly started. Again, my example to that, if you were born deaf and never heard a sound, how then can, well, let me put it this way. People that was born deaf, not could somewhat hear or something, but born deaf and never heard a word, then why don't you ever see I don't know what my brain going out there. But why have you never seen an example or anything of a person that was born totally deaf, never heard a sound, and now with scientists and all this technology that now they can speak perfect English. Because all this technology and everything, all this development over the years, then anybody that was born deaf that could not hear a sound, with everything you're telling me about language, then a person that was deaf and never heard a sound, then they should be able to speak perfect English by now. But I never seen an example of that. I never seen a show about that. I never seen a documentary about that. That anybody that was born totally deaf, never heard a sound, and 30 years later, they can speak perfect English. But you want me to believe that if somebody that never heard a language, never spoke a language, never had a language developed, I don't care if they were grunting or not, that all of a sudden they went from grunts speaking perfect language, whether it's French, Italian, Spanish, English, whatever it is, you went from grunting to forming sentences and everything else, perfect language. But you can't do that with somebody that was born deaf and never heard anything. So I don't know about that. Y'all got to let me know about that. I don't, put it in the comments or whatever the case may be, but or put in the comments, say, go look at this documentary or go check this out. But I need to see it. I don't need something that's saying so many thousands of years ago, man, da 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 da, and then you jumping from scene to scene, and then you just tell, nah, I ain't going for that. So nope, I don't see it. And then the other thing that kills me when it comes to language is that you see that in the movies and all that kind of stuff, and the way they even write it in books and stuff. So now think about it. Now you know a language, we're gonna get into about slavery. You know a language, your language is whatever your tribe was from in Africa that you was taken and brought to America. So you can hear language and all that kind of stuff. So you can hear that. So when you brought to America and you don't know any English at all, just like I was in the military. I've been stationed in Germany a couple of times. I've been in Korea. Even though I didn't speak any of the language, after being there for a while, you start picking up on certain words that mean, and you know what they mean. And now I might not have been able to speak fluent German or fluent Korean, but after being there and listening and seeing what's happening with the words and what it means, I could understand them better than I could speak it, but at least I could understand it. So, and you pick up on what they say, and then you mimic them the same way a child mimics whatever their parents' language is. Spanish, English, African, Italian, Greek, whatever the language is, the kids born not being able to speak a language, but they hear it. They hear the language, they pick it up, and they copy it. So how can you tell me, however they want to say it in the history books, the people 1,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, 1,000,000 years ago, then we just picked up language without hearing any sentences formed or anything. But today, I can put you, or you can when you have your child mimics and listen to what you say, and then that's how they form language, by copying what you say, what they hear, the words, the structure of the words and all that kind of stuff. Then that's how they became to understand and speak English, German, Portuguese, whatever the language is. So now, I was just thinking one day, I was like, why they always showing slaves talking about, yes, I'm boss, yeah, boss, you know, we gonna get on up out of here. I'm like, where did that come from? Because if the only English that you heard was from the slave master, and you picked up on that from the slave master, then you're gonna sound like the slave master. Think about it. Just like your kid, if your kid hears you speak whatever language you speak, then over time, they speak the same thing you speak. So if the slave masters are speaking English and you as a slave are listening to English, then you're going to pick up the same way they speak, because you're copying them. You're copying their English or whatever they're speaking. So then how do you go from whatever they're speaking the same way they're speaking English, because that's all you heard is from them? Then how you get from the English that they speak to now you saying, yes, sir, boss. Boss. Yeah, we getting on up out of here, boss. We's this and we's that. That's not how they spoke. So as a slave, how did you end up speaking like that when that's not what you was hearing? That's not what you copying. So that lets you know that slave talk was something that was made up, like a lot of other stuff was made up to make certain people look inferior, that you cannot think on the level that we think. So even though you can speak English like us, when we do this and put this together for history, we're going to make it sound like you was lower than us. That's the only thing you can think of. That's the only thing you can come up with that, because again, whatever you hear, that's what you imitate. That's what you copy. So you copy, you imitate the sound that you heard, the sentences that you heard, the words that you heard. That's what you're copying. So you're not gonna hear somebody speak good English, and then you talking about, and then all of a sudden your brain just can't compute, and it says, yes, sir, boss. Well, you knows we just. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Wake up now. Wake up. You're better than that. You know better than that. That does not happen. That's not even the way it works. If that's the case, then when our children are born and they're listening to us speak, then you don't hear them say something, come up with something totally different. As they grow up and listening to us, they don't say something totally different. Only thing that gets different from in language from generation to generation is slang. Slang is the only thing that's different. Everything else, the sentence structures and all that stuff, everything is still the same. English is English, Spanish is Spanish, Italian is Italian, German is German, but the slang changes. You know, back in the day, you talking about give me five and all that kind of stuff. Ain't nobody say give me five no more. You ain't heard nobody say give me five, jive, turkey, soul brother, and all that kind of stuff. It changed. The slang changes over the years until you get to give me a pound. I'm about what was your riz when you caught that girl? I just found that out the other day, and that's already gone out the way. I don't know. I just like, what that riz? What are you talking about riz? What's that about? So the slang is the main thing that changes. Like I say, back in the 50s, daddy-o. Yeah, hey, what's up, daddy-o? And all that kind of stuff. So slang changes, but the English that we speak and how we communicate is the same. So again, how if we never heard a language spoken that we just out the blue just developed? That's almost just like the same thing when you say, well, how did man come about? And again, these are theories. Can't nobody prove that no man just came out of the water. That's a theory, and then you just develop from nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something if you want to be a human being. No, but yeah. So, like I said, you can't have nothing and make something. It has to be something. Has to be there to start to get to something. It has to be something there. This can't be nothing and then there it is. We're human. We can't do that. Only God made that happen. We can't do that. So again, on language, how did you perform? How did you get a language when nobody was making a sound? Nobody was talking. Y'all talk to me about it. Y'all let me know something. Y'all smarter than me, so y'all probably got something out there that I can check out. And like I said, you got to check out. And again, how if slave masters were speaking English, whether it was broken or whatever the case may be, then how is it that you came up with, yes, sir, no, sir, I don't know, sir, we sick boss, oh, sir, oh, sir. How did you come up with your own broken English like that if everything that you heard was coming from the slave master, what you copied and imitated what they were saying? So I don't understand. I don't understand how they try to come up with that. Let me see what else I got. Pictures. Okay, yeah, I already know. That's what I said. That's what I said. But it's just a lot of things. Okay. And I'm gonna end on this one. I'll do some other stuff later. But have y'all noticed how much the news has changed over the years? I have stopped watching the news because the news is so is depressing, and the news can really, especially like, you know, you get up in the morning and watch the news. The only thing I watch as far as news go now is weather, and well, when the Cowboys was winning something, then I used to watch the sports. So since the Cowboys ain't winning and I got my legal separation from them, I don't really even get into sports no more because they're not doing anything good. So I don't even listen to sports or watch sports rather. But as far as the news go, I stopped watching the news because I started noticing that as soon as the weather go off, or even before the weather, all the breaking news and the news story is all negative and bad. Somebody getting shot, somebody getting killed, somebody getting murdered, somebody getting robbed, big accident happened. I mean, it's always negative for the most part. I mean, that's the first thing news start off with is somebody getting killed, car accident, you know, plane falling out the sky. It's always got to do with death. Always got to do with death. How you have a news and all you talk about is death on top of death on top of death? I'm like, you know something, man? I got to walk with God. I got to be in joy and peace. I can't be in joy and peace every morning. I turn on the TV and it's always talking about death. Like I said, the only thing that you can watch on news that's not death or some kind of something negative is sports and weather. And then you got to watch that sometimes because the weather, they'll slap up there quick when something happens and the bridge fall down and everybody fall in the water and die, or hurricane, tornado, or flood is killing off everybody. But it's so much negativity in the news. I don't know how you just keep watching something that is promoting that much negativity on TV every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the early evening, and then late at night. Just straight negativity all day long. So I don't know what's going to have to happen or what's going to be needed to have them to change that narrative. And like I said, always about like I said, robbing, killing, stealing, thieving, murder, you know, all that stuff. But I know one thing about that is, if I can get you to believe, especially with every news story being about somebody getting robbed and some murders and some shootings and all that kind of stuff, then when I come to you and say, hey, I need to put cameras on every corner of the street so we can make sure that we protect your neighborhood. And since all you see on the news is murder, robbing, thieving, shooting, killing, then you're going to be like, hey, you know something? With all this going on, we do need a camera on every neighborhood, every neighborhood corner, so we can know what's going on. And that's how they sell all these security cameras and Ring cameras, because they want to make sure that they can see everything that's going on, and you thinking it's for you, but it's not for you, it's for them. Just like the computers and the cameras collecting data and all that kind of stuff, all these Ring cameras, all these security cameras that you have to have an app for, everything takes your information, feeds it into the app, what goes back to the cloud or wherever it goes to, for people to collect what's going on. If you don't believe that, how you think you get these shows that have all these Ring camera footage videos that they showing on YouTube and stuff now? All right, in Tucson, Arizona, a crazy lady comes up to the door and just knocking and ringing the doorbell for no reason at all. You think it's funny, and sometimes it is funny, but what you don't understand, they have manipulated you so much with the news and making it so bad and so negative that you have went out and purchased stuff that's supposed to be you got convinced this is supposed to be for your safety, but at the same time, all they doing is gathering all the information. Just gathering information on you and the neighborhood, not for your protection, but for you and your neighborhood. That's what they're doing, gathering information on how they can better sell you stuff, not help you, but sell you stuff, have you spend more money. That's what they all doing. Just like your phone now. I know me and some friends were talking, me and my wife talking, and we're just talking about something, and next thing you know, guess what comes on the feed to sell you something, exactly what you were just speaking about. So like I said, your phones, your TVs with cameras on it, everything that got a camera on it and a microphone is recording you right now. That's why some stuff they don't want to be on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, they take it down, because if you're speaking any type of truth against what they're trying to do, then what happens? You get blocked. Your feed or your Facebook or whatever is suspended because they don't want you to they don't want you to go against what they're doing to you. And that's just one of the things, and he goes, well, yeah, this some of y'all not old enough, but that's George Orwell's 1984, that book about the cameras and everything. So just be careful. I mean, it's kind of too late now, because if you're born today or 10 years ago or whatever, as soon as you got a computer and put your information in there, that's it. Everything, if you do anything on a computer or a phone, they already got you. It's no get. I mean, yeah, you can get off the grid and never use this stuff again, and that's the only way they won't be able to find you. You have to go live in the woods somewhere. But if you use your phone, computers, laptops, tablets, smart watches, whatever you using, hey, they already got your information. They got you. It's a done deal. So now all they got to do is listen to you, watch you, and then just put stuff out there for you to buy. It ain't for your safety. It ain't to protect you. It's just to sell you more stuff. And speaking of selling more stuff, I'm going to leave on this one. But we're just talking about it today with my dad and my sister. Have you noticed? Now, back in the day, like I said, you got to be old enough to know stuff. That's if you live long enough, you'll see a lot of stuff. Back in the day, if you went and talked to somebody, let's say at the car dealership, you go to the car dealership, you pull your car in, they would check your car out and then tell you what needs to be fixed on your car. Now today, what they'll do is, if you bring your car in, they're going to tell you, depending on the shop, well, you need to pay $75, $80 for us to run a diagnostic. Not like back in the day, you pull in, they find out what's wrong, then they tell you. Now they tell you, you got to pay $75 to $80 for us to run a diagnostic to see what's wrong. Then after we see what's wrong, then we're going to charge you whatever it might be, $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. So now you got the diagnostic fee and the fee of whatever you need fixed. So what changed from then until now, where you used to pull the car in, they find out what's wrong, and then they tell you how much it's going to cost you, versus you pull your car in now, or it's going to charge you $75, $80 for the diagnostic, and then what sense does that make? What happened to the cost of doing business? You're in that business. For somebody to bring a car in for you to look at it, that's the cost of doing business. I remember I got the carpet cleaned one time. The guy didn't tell me that until he sent the invoice. So, I had a good deal on the carpet cleaning. So I said, yeah, let's go with it. Then when he sent me the invoice, he's gonna put on there a $10 gas charge. I said, $10 gas charge? I say, he didn't even mention it, but where did that come from? What happened to you? You driving out here and doing your job to clean my carpet that I'm paying you for. Why? You're the one that has the fleet of trucks that you have to put gas in every day. Why are you charging me your cost of doing business? Isn't that something how they do now? Another example, air conditioning. You had to have the air conditioning looked at. They charging me $49 just to leave from the shop to my house. Nobody's doing nothing. Nobody know what anything look like. They charging $49 to leave from the shop to my house. Or they might not even be at the shop. They could be 2 streets over working on another AC, finishing up. Then they gonna come over to my house. So even if they 2 blocks away, 3, or in the next neighborhood, they charging me $50 to leave or wherever they are to come to my house. What happened to the cost of doing business? Then once you get here, they already paid $49. Now you're saying, well, we got to run a diagnostic on the air conditioner to see what's wrong, or the AC unit, or however you want to say. How much is that? That's $130. So now I'm already paying $49. Now I got to pay $130 for you to run a diagnostic. All this money is spent up front, and I do not know what's wrong with my HVAC system yet. But I done paid all this. I'm paying all this money up front. Then after you run your diagnostics, then you're telling me all what needs to be repaired and what needs to happen now, which is gonna cost me another $8,000. Ain't that crazy? What happened to the old school doing cost of business? And you know who else does that? I don't know. I know a lot of I think at first, like the city, like I know when I used to go pay my tickets and stuff like that. I know the city started doing it at one time, and now after these years, everybody else is following suit. So if you're in business and you got a credit card machine to run credit or run credit cards to take money, well, the bank is going to charge you, depending on the bank, anywhere between nowadays 2 to 3% on each credit card is run. They're going to take their money because, hey, we are giving you the credit card machine so you can do your business and take money by credit, so you don't lose customers and you can do more business. So for us you had that equipment and run them cards, as the bank, we're going to take 2 to 3% off of each transaction. Then you go somewhere and they got a sign up there saying, if you use a credit card, we're going to take 2 to 3%, or we're going to add 2 to 3% on it. Because now, again, what happened to the cost of doing business? They're charging you what the bank is charging them. So now you're paying their bank. You're paying for them to for doing business with the bank. Isn't that crazy? Instead of them going ahead and doing the cost of business and pay that 2 to 3% fee, now they got the sign saying they're gonna charge you the 2 to 3% fee for using the credit card, because that's what they have to pay to the bank. So it is getting crazy out here, y'all. I don't know what's going on, what's happening, why it's happening, but the world is all about money. And don't get me to talking about late fees. Oh, Lord have mercy. Late fees ain't nothing but a ripoff. Like I was telling somebody today, back in the day, you ain't never hear nothing about a late fee. Now every time you turn around, something has a late fee to just make more money off of you, because it's not needed. It's just something to make more money. That's all it is. A late fee is not any kind of fee after the fee is nothing but money makers. I think if you go out there, you'll find something where it's saying how many millions or billions of dollars that they making off of late fees alone. So if they don't do if nobody comes to the bank and start and open up account, they don't care. They making more money off of late fees than somebody coming in and starting a new account. That's just how crazy the world is getting, and the businesses and the corporations or not customer service friendly anymore. It's all about the dollar bill, y'all. So hey, y'all be safe, be smart, and watch what they're doing to you. And you always don't have to take it, because you got to remember, somebody wants to be a good business person. Somebody wants to be an honest business person. Somebody wants to do business in integrity. So if you feel like you're being cheated, you're being used and abused, then hey, keep on dialing, keep on searching. That's one thing about the internet. You can find any business out there that you want to. So don't get frustrated about how much stuff costs and give up. Search and find the best deal for you. And even though some of these people are trying to charge you, guess what? It's not necessarily that you have to pay it. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with negotiating late fees and everything else. Do it. Because like I said, it's nothing but a money maker for them anyway. So if they can't get a late fee out of you, believe me, they got 10 more they can get a late fee from. So your one late fee ain't gonna shut their business down. So y'all just be careful out there. Watch for the signs. Watch what's going on. And again, this is Brother Donald McGriff. This has nothing to do with the ministries. This is just strictly me just getting stuff off my chest. You know what I'm saying? When you deal with ministry all the time and you're trying to minister into other people's life because they're going through so much, you know. So sometimes we just have to unwind as ministers, just get stuff off of our chest and just, hey, just kind of like, just put it out there, just let it go and just see what happens, what's going on, and just to relieve some of our stress and our frustrations and things that's going on in this world. So hey, always remember, walk in love each and every day, constantly and consistently, because you got to remember, you might be the only love that anybody ever has experienced their whole entire life. So you make sure you do that. And remember to always walk in joy and peace, because nobody can take that from you. If they take it from you, that's because you gave it up. So don't walk in emotions which are happy. Don't be happy, because happy is an emotion. You know, people can be happy one minute and sad the next. So don't be walking and be talking about, I want to be happy. No, walk in joy and peace. Until I jump on again, y'all walk in love, stay safe, don't take any wood nickels. And this is Brother McGriff signing off, saying love you guys. Believe it or not, but I do. All right, see ya.